Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, you already know I will be creating Kirsty, the other Tweevil. What you guys don't know is that I have created a website. I get a lot of comments asking about the materials I use, techniques I have learned, and just anything related to doll customization and how to get into it. And I want to say a big thank you to Wix for sponsoring this video and letting me create a website dedicated to answering those burning questions. If you aren't aware, Wix is a platform that allows you to create your own custom website and unleash your inner web designer. Whether you need a website for your business, portfolio, and really anything you need a website for, Wix will serve you any purpose. They also offer so much templates to begin with unlimited pages for free, and if you upgrade to one of their plans, you get even more. I'm really happy Wix lets you make any kind of website. I remember using Wix during the golden age of MySpace, and I customized my page with moving pictures, music, and cute videos. It was really fun to make since they have a drag and drop editor, which is so convenient when it comes to placing things. And I wish I could show you guys, but MySpace changed their interface so much that it's gone to the abyss. I created the website to help you guys start with doll customizing. My videos only shows the glimpse of how to customize the doll since it is mostly in time-lapse, and also to save you guys the hassle of watching weeks worth of footage. But in reality, there is so much more that goes into it. It will serve as a tool for you guys to see an in-depth look at every single material essential to doll repainting, and also techniques and tricks I have learned throughout the years. I also included older works to serve as motivation that you have to start somewhere, and that art takes time. One thing that you will not get from my website is how to sew, because you guys know that's not a skill I have credentials for. Click on the link in the description or go to wix.com/go/Hextian. Now back to the Tweevils. It wouldn't be complete without Kirsty, obviously. She is pretty much the leader of the two and she bosses Casey around. However, nothing beats bossing both of them around because that is Berdine's job. Obviously, you know, she's the boss, which a lot of people thinks that she's actually the mother, but she's just the boss of both of them.
Totally. She reminds me of that fashion doll that you used to hit me with when we were 3.
Okay, girls, show me the fashion do's and don'ts assignment.
I still wanted to keep the Fenty and Puma vibes with Kirsty, just so that they mirror each other, but I also want them to reflect a more personal style. Casey has softer touches with her design, lots of bows, ruffles, and overall just a sweeter look, and for Kirsty, I wanted her to have more of a dominant look with her iconic crown, her long sleeve crop top, and also her high-waisted shorts. I also wanted her to match Casey's exaggerated sleeves with an exaggerated boots, and this obviously is inspired by Manolo Blahnik when they collaborated with Vetements, and a lot of celebrities including Rihanna actually has worn these boots, so I love the parallel worlds. And also, just to say, you guys have been correcting how I pronounce Rihanna. This is her pronouncing her own name.
Hey guys, it's Rihanna. It's Rihanna. It's Rihanna.
I know, it was just not me. I thought it was Rihanna, but it's Rihanna. So, you know, I'm gooped. Everyone's gooped. But, you know, the more you know. With all that being said, let's get started with this custom. Like Casey, I will be using the 2018 Chloe head with a CA Cupid body. I am really loving these Bratz and Ever After High hybrids. They just sport the fashions a lot better and the articulation is just amazing. And of course, I'm also going to be giving her the special shoe, so I need to cut her ankles and add the screws in it. Be very careful if you do this since it can be really dangerous, and make sure you have adults with you to help you out. When you're done, we can move on to the face. I give face, beauty fades, everybody goes insane. Like always, I take my acetone or nail polish remover to remove her factory paint and prepare the base. Make sure to check out my new website to see a full list of materials. I'll have all of that linked down below. After clearing the face, I spray her with Mr. Super Clear or MSC to give the rubber head some texture for the pigments to work. Then I use my trusted and sometimes busted watercolor pencils to start sketching a new face. So this part is the trial and error, so start with the lighter color so that it's easier to erase when you make mistakes. This is actually sometimes the longest part of my repaint since I try to keep everything symmetrical and there's a lot of errors that is being made. When you're happy with how your face is looking, we can start adding colors in the same exact layer. The key to Mr. Super Clear is to not be frugal with it, but also not go crazy with it. The less layers, the colors won't be as opaque, but the more layers you add, you can really make the face look really fragile with movement, and it can be prone to cracking. She will have the same color story as Casey, of course, since that is the original colors that they were wearing, but I do want to intensify her eyeshadow a little more and smoke it out. I just really want to give her a little more of an edgier style than Casey without straying so far from her. We can also start adding the pastels to blend the shadows, and obviously this is what we also use for the blushing and contouring. Be very careful with pastels because they sneak up on you with those pigments. Slowly and surely, I go back and forth to work on detailing and making the colors sharp and vibrant. This is of course a personal choice. And now it's time for the eyeliner. I line it that way. Tell me why. Usually I don't really overline my doll's lips like my personal style. However, because I do want them to blend in with the actual Bratz dolls, most Bratz dolls have their lips overly lined, so we're gonna do it. We're gonna do the same thing. I'm taping her cheeks to really give the intense contour. I knew this was not necessary at all, but I just like being Hextra, so forgive me. So I wanted to ask, did you guys participate in the Bratz challenge that's been going all over the place? Like, how exciting is that? Bratz is really resurfacing in everyone's mind, and I obviously had to partake in it. It was so fun dressing up. It's always really fun to be in drag, especially an all pink outfit. We were just all over the place. Went to the mall, went grocery shopping. Literally, it means just casual, something casual, something for every day, you know. And of course, let's not forget about them ears. They need some blushing too. And then I whip out my acrylic paint to give her some vibrant scleras, catch lights, and some pearly whites. And like Casey, I'm adding some Jeffree Star Skin Frost to highlight her cheeks. It's literally so blinding, like, oh my gosh. Alright, let's go back to the catch lights. Lashes time! I use Elmer's glue to adhere them on, and these are just individual fake lashes. See, that was so much easier to watch than actually do in real life. It literally takes me probably like 10 minutes to complete the lashes, but we're here, we made it. I love it, and we are actually completely done with her face. It's insane. I love her highlight, I love her makeup. Of course, she's not a complete replica of Casey, since I know I can't copy anything to the T, but she is still giving me that ooh-ah-ah sensation, and overall she looks meaner than Casey. So the goal is achieved. Moving on to the outfit. I have here another amazing top and bottom created by dolluxedesigns. Heather, I'm literally obsessed with how it fits and the overall craftsmanship, so thank you so much, Heather. For the top, I'm gonna add some softer ruffles to match Casey's softer touches. This will go to the bottom of her top, her neck, and also her sleeves. Then I got a printed custom fabric that says faux pas. I wanted to see how the quality would be, and I just wanted it to be printed. I felt like it was gonna look better, and it does look pretty good. However, in hindsight, I could have just painted the words, but you know, I wanted to be extra. I wanted to spend $10, so I mean, I guess. So here we go. I have a piece of fabric that says faux pas all over the place. Could probably be a good scarf, you know? But if you're wondering why I have faux pas on it, it's because of this.
Well, if it isn't Jade and her little band of fashion faux pas. Faux pas? Perfectamente.
I'm cutting a small piece and I'm attaching it to the ruffled ribbon, and I just glue it onto her top. For her first stole, I debated with so many fake fur texture, and these were my final two. I think to achieve the dense rabbit fur look, I'll go for this one that I got from a local fabric store. Just so you guys know, this was expensive, like what the heck? But you know, to achieve the goal. I don't mind the white so much, but I do want to really achieve my artwork, so we're gonna do some dyeing. I just take a pot filled with water and then I use Rit dye. I did half a cup since I don't want this to be too crazy hot pink, you know. And diligently stir the pot to make sure that all of the dyes and pigments is completely blended in with the water. And then we can slowly dip the fur in. I just make sure everything was coated, but I didn't let it stay for too long. After that, I wash it with cold water to keep the color in, and I let it dry for a day. And now we have a soft baby pink fur. I cut a long strip and sewed the edges, and now our fur stole is completed. It's literally, it was easy. You don't even have to sew the edges. I just want to show the world that I can sew. I mean, you know. For the shoes, make sure to check out my first Tweevil video first to see a more in-depth look at how I made these, but long story short, I 3D printed this and I casted it in resin since resin is much stronger than plastic. Drilled some holes in it so that our screws can go in it, and so now it is completely detachable. Yay! And now the most exciting part is actually creating the boots. We know that Bratz can sometimes have their boots and it can be questionable at times with the execution. I do think the only solution is stretch fabric. I got this 4-way stretch fabric and I'm actually going to be using the wrong side of it. I just prefer the solid color, and this fabric was nice since it was thin and really flexible. I do like the idea of having the sparkle just peeking out as well. I've drawn this pattern for the boots, and the curved part actually goes inside of the thighs. This fabric does not fray either, so overall it's just really good. I want this to be really tight fitting, so I sewed the fabric with the sparkles, the good side facing out, since we're going to be turning this inside out. I also left a huge chunk of extra fabric for the shoe part, and I'm just going to sew this all the way down her ankle. After that, we can take it out and flip it inside out so that the solid part will be outside. Let's put it back on her and place it exactly where it's supposed to lay, or where you want it to lay. And as you can see, the left out fabric for the shoes is huge. It's better to have extra fabric because this is a make it or break it part, and any mistakes can result into us starting over. So after screwing the shoe back in, I then apply a coat of super glue to the shoe, but make sure you work slowly and carefully. Once it's glued, it's glued. If you try to remove it, the fabric will be ruined. I worked in small parts too to make sure that the fabric is stretched out correctly, and I only applied glue to the edges so I can cut out the extra fabric in the end. And voila, there we have it, a seamless thigh-high boot that's made for walking, running, exercising, and all that jazz. I really love how this looks, but hold on, the back seems empty. Ah yes, she needs her heel to match the overall color. I'm going to be painting her heel pink, and I'm also going to be giving her the classic red bottoms to give this boot a Manolo slash Vêtement slash Louboutin look. I am so obsessed with this, like really obsessed with this, and I'm really happy it worked out. For her crown, I actually also 3D printed it from thingiverse.com, and the Queen of Hearts inspired crown was made by Wobbler, and I will be including the link down below so you guys can actually download it if you want. This was such a highly detailed sculpt, but obviously I had to resize it to fit a doll scale, so I printed 2 of them also to layer them. To blend it together, I take my hot glue to create some texture to the crown. After it's dried, I painted with the signature Tweevil pink, and then I added some pearlescent white to give it some reflection. And there we have it. Now this wasn't in the artwork that I made, but I just imagined her rocking some cool sunglasses. Using the official Bratz one was my backup, but I wanted to make my own new glasses. I sketched the design that I want and I just cut it out of paper. Then I traced that onto doll packaging that I will be layering 3 times. So I literally glue the shape back to the packaging and I just cut it to retain some angles and also the size. After reaching my desired thickness, I made a mold fence with popsicle sticks just to keep things clean. Taking my easy mold putty, I mix 2 equal parts together until the color is completely solid. Then I just press that against the plastic sunglasses. This should be done in half an hour so we can finally pour our resin. I'm using the Easy Cast clear resin and this was such a nightmare. Oh my gosh, it's the same method of mixing equal parts together, but the thinner the pour, the longer it takes to completely cure. I don't know what logic that is, but I also added some pink pigment to it just to tint the resin a little bit. So this took me 4 tries, which means this took me 4 days to achieve the best looking one. It's not even perfect, but it's just the best. So yeah, there's some bubbles in it, but it's not a major boo-boo. I kind of feel like it actually looks a little funky in a good way, like groovy. It looks groovy to me. Last but not the least, or whatever, I'm making her belt ring and her choker. I just take this faux leather and cut 2 skinny strips out of it, and I painted both of them hot pink to give her outfit some contrast, and we let it dry. Then I apply a ring onto the belt and covered it with another leather to really make it as accurate as possible. And obviously we will be adding the obnoxious ring to it since I'm just really obsessed with it. I don't know why, I love it. And after all of that is done, it's time to play dress up.